Hope you're ready for cameos. Oh, I see one already.
Ah, it is a Buluma.
Well, in English we call her Bulma, and I'll have no other pronunciations here. Thank you very much. What do you think of Bulma's, like, post Battle of Gods design, Neo?
I think my favorite post Battle of Gods design is probably her, you know, general lab coat appearance throughout Black Goku.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Man, I can't believe Future Bulma got fucking blown the fuck out.
Yep.
It is a shame. But yeah, I would agree with Nia. That's probably the best Bulma look, I would say. I didn't dig the afro phase she went through during the Android saga.
Yeah, what the fuck was up with that?
I have no idea, but it's just like the most ridiculous perm I have ever seen. I was just like, nah, I don't like this.
Just in case you didn't know the lore of the wish-granting dragon, there it is. Wait, didn't they upgrade him to give 2 wishes?
Yeah, Dende's dragon.
That was, I think, during the Cell saga. I think they did, anyway.
Yeah.
Unless I'm just misremembering stuff. Yeah, very simple plot so far. One thing I will say about the game is that the plot is pretty damn simple. You're not going to really expect much from this. It's just like, hey, there's going to be a tournament. Gather up a team and just beat the shit out of everyone you see.
It's very arcadey. You know, the environments we went around, they don't really get any more complex, at least in terms of intricacies, I guess. Stuff to do, mechanics, I should say. It's just basically fly around the world, you beat people up, and you have a fun time. It's not the most in-depth RPG, but it is one of the most accessible and fun ones I've played in a while. So, you know, swings and roundabouts, really.
Not much changes, but it does get bigger.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you do get some very big areas later on.
No sign of Xenosama in this. It's just, I don't know, the wish you made created the tournament. I guess if there's ever a Dragon Ball Fusions 2, they'll bring in stuff from, you know, post-Resurrection F Super. There's a little bit, you know, Golden Freezers in the game. You see the Universe 6 team. That's about it, really. I think it came out at, like, a weird time where they weren't able to work everything in. Although you do get, like, Goku Black and, you know, Super Saiyan Rose as DLC. In fact, I got them just by deleting data and restarting the game, so there you go.
Hey, now you can have a true 100% complete file.
There you go. Yeah, we battle in 5-man teams here. As you can see, we're a little bit lacking in terms of 5 men right now. We are but 2. Although technically 4 if you count Entom Kamara's 3 people mashed together, but semantics. We'll eventually be fighting with a full team, because the basic conceit of Dragon Ball Fusions is you collect loads of different fighters, you fuse them together in ungodly abominations, and you kick some ass.
Sounds a bit like Digimon when you think about it, really.
How so? Is that like from a season I haven't heard of before, or are you just going on about DNA Digivolution?
Yeah, basically DNA Digivolution and just sending him into battle and all that.
Fair enough. I don't like him. He's cocky, and he reminds me too much of Vegeta.
Is it? What is it? The face or the never-ending forehead?
Bit both, if I'm honest. Actually, they're kind of the same thing.
True that, true that. One thing I kind of thought about this game when you were kind of collecting like all the team members is that I kind of wish some of the other people that you collect in the game kind of had like their own dialogue as well. As it stands, the game itself tends to focus around yourself and 4 other main characters, so to speak. But considering the game was about collecting things, I would have liked it if maybe they put a little bit more emphasis on having other characters you collect along the way chiming in. But I don't know, maybe that's just me.
I understand, mate, I understand. We will get like story-based partners, like you saw, well, you didn't see Pan in the intro, Pan being from Dragon Ball GT, of course, hiss hiss, snarl, but she's here, get used to it.
Everybody has like a paragraph backstory if you look at your fighter decks or whatever.
Yes, and they've made sure to include the codex and whatnot. Oh my god, it's a 3DS.
Oh. A Nintendo 3DS available in stores everywhere?
No, this is the Capsule Corp variation, right?
No, this just looks like an over-glorified Tiger Electronics thing.
If you notice, they've swapped the top screen and the bottom screen.
What kind of savages are they?
Oh, jeez. Yeah, I want to play beautiful 3DS games in a lower resolution than it already is, okay? Oh my god, my screen just went black, there is no signal, what's going on? Alright, a little bit of a technical flub there. I think me shit-talking Ziku actually caused fucking Xenosama to come in and crash my fucking desktop graphics driver. Alright, let's continue.
Fucking Rotom Dex over here.
Mock my bootleg 3DS industry, why don't you?
You will find him indispensable. He basically acts as your menu. You know, so treat him well. Unlike my 3DS, it's not as disintegrated as Volk's Circle Pad was, but it sticks a lot, which makes me sad because when I'm playing Xenoblade Chronicles 3D, Shulk keeps walking in a direction I did not specify.
I guess he wasn't feeling up to following orders.
You gotta love RPGs that have talking menus.
Yeah.
It's the mainstay of the Mario RPG series, isn't it?
Is it? I'm gonna need some examples there, mate.
I mean, there's you've got the Superstar Saga one talks, doesn't he?
Oh right, yes, yeah.
Then you have Starlo and the other two, and then you the Partners in Time one. I know definitely talks.
Actually, I gotta correct you there. Superstar Saga did not have a talking companion. That started in Partners in Time.
Oh, I'm thinking of Partners in Time.
Yes, you are. You're talking about Stufflo, I think.
Yeah.
Helldragon hates him. I think he also hates Starlo, but what doesn't Helldragon hate? That would be a list that would be much easier to write, really.
Well, he likes JoJo, and,
Me, hopefully.
get back to me in a couple of hours and I might have another one to add to the list.
Alright, I don't really want to start with Trunks and Goten, but getting Gotenks right off the bat would be nice, I suppose.
Yeah.
Safe spaces are perfect for healing up and saving your game, and hiding from nasty comments.
We'll be using that a lot if the YouTube comments are anything to go by on an average person's channel.
That was a really easy mission.
We're gonna need them a lot if we're gonna be traveling with Trunks. He's a bit of a bully.
Yeah, that achievement seemed akin to Achievement Unlocked, you turned on the console.
Let's see what we got here. This is a nothing. This is a nothing. This is something, I think, but it's not available right now. I think we've got to advance the story.
It looks like Bulma's just trying to make some fresh mixtapes or something in her spare time.
You know, it gets boring just sitting there, watching other people fight, I suppose.
It's like, girl's gotta make more money somehow, why not sell fat beats?
We are here. They're over there.
Imagine if it just had a big ass arrow going, you are here. There we go. We're going to be recruiting our first two members.
Siku, I know where they are. I need the big glowing arrow and whatnot. But unlike other Let's Plays, I appreciate it, okay? I'm not trying to be that guy. You know the one. And that came out much more ominously than I meant it to.
I was going to say, damn, that's some deep-seated grudging right there.
If you don't, you soon will.
Alright. Yeah, let's go flying. Woo! Just be aware when you're flying with Ki around you, nearby combatants will pick up on you and rush to fight you, so just be a wee bit careful.
Luckily, they all seem to be on lunch break right now.
Oh. I don't think that's Trunks and Goten somewhere.
I don't think they'd use red for one thing.
Oh my god.
It's Raditz and Nappa!
Aren't you dead? What canon is this? Actually, I want to see what universe Dragon Ball Fusions takes place in.
I'm pretty sure it doesn't really take place in a universe in particular, rather the dragon sort of creates a pocket dimension and just basically brings everybody from different universes and timelines in just to kind of duke it out. I can't get over the adult characters, especially in this particular style. It just seems a bit... I don't know, it's not quite wrong, but there's something mildly unsettling about it, for sure.
I think they did the best job with it as they could, but yes, some characters look better modelled than others. What do you think, Neo?
It definitely works better on the less muscle-bound characters. Like, Nappa here looks pretty weird.
Then again, he was more akin to a big baby to begin with, so I suppose the rather short and stout stature kind of aids him a little bit, but still, seeing the goatee as well kind of throws the entire illusion off.
He looks like a doll.
Yeah, a little bit. Oh, I want a Nappa doll. That sounds adorable.
It does.
What's our strong point? Power, speed, or technique? My strong point would be... And don't forget, these all have different attributes, strengths, and weaknesses.
I would say either power or technique. I tend to find you find a lot of speed characters along the game, and not so many good power or technique ones until much later on, so I would say go for one of those two.
Let's throw big beams around. Technique.
Okay. You okay with that, Bob?
Yep, I'm perfectly fine with that, go for it.
Okay, here we go. Like Vegeta. Maybe that would have been better suited for Pinnage. I think he's a power character. I guess we'll see soon enough. Once we get into battle, that is. Technique types do extra damage to speed types. Like I told you, it's an elemental tree.
Probably more like rock, paper, scissors to be a little more accurate.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Damn it, Volk, why must you always correct me? I should never have fused with you in the first place.
It's like, I regret this friendship.
Alright, here we go. Easily the best part of Dragon Ball Fusions, as you'd expect, is the fighting system. This is pretty slick. They're going to explain anyway, but I'm just going to tell you how it works. You've got a... well, it will appear in a second. It's got... what do they call it in fucking Final Fantasy? Do you know, Neo, the bar at the bottom that builds up?
The active time battle.
ATB.
There you go. Volk supplied the acronym, Neo supplied the meaning. So it's basically a race against time to get to the end of the bar, and if you go first, you can attack first. But if the enemy reaches the end first, they'll attack first. And there's certain other special things to do with your position on the bar, but we'll get to that later. Let's start off with a simple melee attack.
Yeah, the closest approximation I'd give this, as far as the battle system goes, is I'd say this plays like a TRPG. You know, like Final Fantasy Tactics and the like. It's all about positioning.
Yes, yeah. Oh, you can't... yeah!
You can't touch this.
Not bad, I suppose. That's where the pseudo-action RPG bits come in, because, you know, you choose from, like, a menu and whatnot, but when it comes to dodging and, you know, repelling attacks, you get a little bit of the console Dragon Ball fighting games, which is pretty neat, honestly. This is the best of both worlds.
You generally find that the AI likes to guard against potential ring-outs.
Yes, it does.
I don't know, I always saw it as being completely random almost, because sometimes you'll think, oh yeah, they're going to stop me from blocking them out the ring, but then I'll try and go behind them, and they perfect block it, and I'm just like, really?
Yeah, a little bit. Okay, can we figure out how to fire off a Ki Blast? Ki Blasts can't be blocked. Keep that in mind.
So it's a good way to get some guaranteed damage in there if you don't really feel like the whole successful blocking risk is quite to your fancy.
There's no Ki Blast volleyball in this game.
Well, there's a beam struggle, but we'll get to that much later. See, look at like the area of effect we've got.
Yeah, each of the different types, being power, technique, and speed, all have their different Ki Blast types.
Yeah.
So your power is just a single Ki Blast ball, but it's incredibly powerful. Technique is an area of effect, and anybody within the radius of who you initially target will also get hit. And it's more like one of those Ki Blast flurries where you just go, yeah, 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 yeah. And then the speed is a piercing Ki Blast, where you choose your target and then you paint a line across, and anybody else caught within that line will also get hit.
Indeed. Okay, this is the tipping point. This is where we can choose to either stick with what we picked, type-wise, or try something else, which actually tripped me up the first time, because I was wondering why Nappa was giving me a choice, and then I just went right back into battle, so at least I know this time around.
Pretty sure we are going into technique. But I think it's kind of nice that they actually give you the option to kind of experiment with the other ones if you want to. Because most people will kind of think, oh yeah, and then later on think, I kind of wanted to see what the other ones are. They like give you a shot to kind of mess around a bit, and then you can think, ooh, I quite like the look of this one, so I'll go with that.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Ooh, are we going to get into an actual fight now? I think we might be a bit outmatched, but I'm down for a beating. This is not Trunks and Goten. Seriously. Why didn't Bulma build you with eyes?
I just couldn't get over Nappa channeling his inner Doom guy. You got good guts. Let's see what they look like.
I mean, Earthlings have guts. I mean, we don't know that much about Saiyan biology.
You just assume that Saiyans were just due to escape from the 80s and just kept their crazy hair as part of their race culture, as it were.
I'm kind of stealing a bit from Team 4-Star here, but does anyone like Goten? And I'm not talking about, like, do they not hate him? Does anyone, like, have him as their favourite character?
I haven't met a single person.
Favorite character? I doubt it.
I'm gonna be honest, Goten is probably one of the more forgettable characters in the Dragon Ball franchise, I guess.
Yeah.
I think the only reason people actually remember him because he has some kind of association with Trunks. If he didn't have that, I think Goten would just be so much of a side character. He'd be demoted to Yamcha status faster than you can say, "Arise, Porunga!"
Indeed, indeed. You didn't say that in the right language, by the way, so it doesn't count.
I'll say this about Goten. Dragon Ball Super teaches you to miss him when Trunks starts palling around with the Pilaf gang.
Oh yeah.
Wait, no, they're building up that shipping something fierce.
Wow.
I was just gonna say, yeah, you got the younger ones are trying to get on that too. It's just like, really? You're gonna go there?
Yeah, not at all.
We already have the future Trunks and future Mai doing it. Do we really need the Pilaf kids doing it as well?
Trunks, sorry, I'm making an executive decision there.
Or more, we're making an example out of Goten. This is what we think of you.
Okay, we'll leave the Goten bashing for now. Still to come is Pan, so yeah.
Oh yeah, we gotta save the majority of the bashing for that, I would imagine. We probably have some choice things to say about GT in general.
Yep.
Just so this, doesn't last forever, like, I'll take, the main character. When we start building up people, you two can, like, have a character each and then 2 characters each. If there's anything you want to chime in with for the main character if we're in a dicey spot, feel free to chuck advice my way.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
There's actually something else that we saw briefly during the little tutorial section, but whenever you hit a character, when they get knocked back successfully, they actually go down in the ATB bar. And what you tend to find is that a lot of battles tend to be based around the ATB manipulation, so you're knocking characters back so that they fall further behind the ATB line, so that your other characters can come in and attack as well.
Indeed.
And that's where probably the main meat of the main game came in for me, was just finding ways to take advantage of that bar, because it basically makes or breaks you on a lot of occasions.
That's why speed types are really good, and you also want the set speed up ability you can get in a while.
Oh yeah, support techniques, critical, I would say, for late game. I can't get too far into this without discussing spoilers, but there's another certain bar we'll be getting, and that needs some filling up. You can see it down there, it's the Ultra Gauge. Yep. Alright guys, I guess this is your shared character, so Trunks, 1 and 2, what do you want to do?
I would say try and melee Nappa into Raditz.
Yeah.
Or alternatively into the main character.
Let's play ping pong.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Focus on one character at a time, I would say. There's a lot of times where you'll want to try and just focus on one dude if you can and just take him out the picture as soon as possible. But there are some issues with that, and we'll get into that a little bit later, but let's just say the less characters that are on the screen at any given time, the faster they get, so it gets a bit dicey if you only have one character left on the enemy's team and they're just constantly getting turns before you even get a chance to act.
Right. So you have melee and key blasts, as default, but you also have special moves, so let's scroll down, and we have a quick rush and a Kamehameha. I don't know about you guys, but I'm feeling a bit beam happy right now.
Oh yeah.
I would agree. Plus you can get them both.
See ya, Fox Stains, and a support attack with Trunks as well.
Camio mio!
Nice.
I only remember it being pronounced like that because there was this old PC Dragon Ball fighting game I remember, and Cell pronounced the Kamehameha like Camio mio!
What?
And it was really weird. I had no idea why, but I can't even remember what game it was. A friend of mine who moved to Australia had it, and I haven't been able to find it again since.
Maybe it was a bootleg.
I don't know if it was like a bootleg fighting game or what, but I don't know. The more I think about it, the more I suspect it might be a bootleg situation.
Huh. Alright guys, this is your character, just shout it out.
I'd say special move, Buster Rush.
Yeah.
We're all familiar with the garlic gun, but I reckon a good old Buster Rush and trying to push him out the arena.
Oh, he blocks it.
Ah.
By the way, this is like the only Dragon Ball game where the ring out isn't an awful mechanic.
Yes, good point, good point. I'm looking at you, Budokai, all fucking night trying to unlock Mr. Satan. Jesus Christ.
The horror.
Alright. Executive decision, you will get the fuck out of the ring.
Leave!
Nice. My turn.
Yeah, with the ping-ponging enemies and like the ring outs, like you can absolutely like brutalize some enemies.
Oh yeah.
I remember at the later points in the game in particular where usually my opening move would just be to punch the guy right at the end, and they'd all ping-pong together, so they'd hit each other, and then they end up in a line, and then my next speed character would come in and key blast them all.
Nice.
That was like my usual opening tactic. It was pretty damn reliable.
This game is just action billiards.
Yeah, pretty much. Dragon Ball billiards.
Oh, we have a lot of moves to look forward to there. Nice, nice. Pinnish's rival and friend who wants to someday fight in the World Tournament meets many friends training within the time-space rift. That's spoilers.
Wow. Not a lot of opportunities to roleplay here, honestly.
Yeah.
Not really.